The best and worst things happen here, but everyone loves the idea of honey. So here is my little bee hand in pocket editions, the rough-cut paper combs dancing for the things it loves. The worst things are voices, wrong somehow and sour. If it is not elderly enough to totally crack its hips in my closed hand, I think of the long, limping walk toward disaster. The voice of the sensual, if it does not crack someone's hips, will be put to bed without a kiss. It must fight the urge to turn over and ask what it did wrong until it falls asleep. The worst things are all true. I have been the girl whose bones are the hull of a ship called Lost at Sea many times. The worst things are false or thankless, like a dachshund. I can still see the hands of German breeders pulling the spines long and the badgers quaking underground. If I ever invent a metaphor that frightens a badger, I'll put a choker on it. There are good things to let loose in the backyard, but the best things are elemental, without water or added sweeteners. Come raw, crystallized, or strained. Come from a wide-mouthed jar. They drip slow from my mouth and hands, pool like cardinals and mudras on the page. I hear someone I love arrive slowly. I hear her dialect of sagesse, a panacea. It comes still infused with pollen and propolis. The best things come clung to. They may or may not cure hay fever, but when they come along, I expose my soft palate in the garden. I part my lashes among the ragweed, last name Ambrosia. The radio is a brown jug puffing world news over my shoulder. I will hear it before I feel it. Sooner or later, a tornado will come for everyone who knows that my love language is non sequiturs. Everyone to the tub where I shower with my houseplants, clog the drain, and drown the burro's tail. Everyone in the ditch, cover your heads. I would be a dolphin before even a benign shark. You in the crawl space, I am listening. I am in bed developing safety rituals with rows of cedar candles. I hand crank my radio beyond its lethargic batteries. Oh, most National Weather Service, be with them. The lover who knows I hate cooking for myself, who knows I get marooned at the counter by a bag of lentils, who knows unattended I eat only Cheerios and pink yogurt, the cousin with the therapy cat, the friend with snowflake tattoos on her neck, the parents, everyone in the basement with flashlights and important papers, everyone lodged beneath the overpass. I am all ears and yours through the sirens, but I am certain it will end, sooner or later, with me saying nothing to no one. I met my grandmother again. She was preening in the neighbor's yard. She is all the vermilion males in the world, designed to be noticed today in the pagoda dogwood. She sings affirmations to the tune of always, and of course, what else could ever be? My heart is run ragged. She charges the crow from its perch. Nature is nurture. Our roots send up wings, antlers, and fins that nature us through the rest. Subsidy. I live hand to mouth from my father's hand. He is generous. I am Helena Handbasket. We write in serifs, charcoal, and ventriloquy. The dog says hello. My father wants to live in a silo and draw rabbits smoking cigarettes on the walls and eat herring raw. There, we'd speak with fear of the practical life he might have lived. We write of repairs. Dad, your crushed eye socket. The delirium tremens. My overdraft. My hopes are flimsy and flaking like mica that you'll survive your regrets. Daughter. My regrets look like me at the hands of my father's basement buzz cut. Look, I wish I was living hopefully like you, but with acrylics. I am the child of his reckless dreams. I grow my hair long. I wax impractical and catalog the words I cannot stand. Dregs, scrim, scum, for a good time. I live letter to letter when he ghosts prospects. Hello, says the dog. Save a little of this.
You are a girl again, but you remember other lives. The one as a boy where you watched the men with gun belts and silver pistols fill canteens from a green-black lake, the sleek bodies of their horses flickering in the windows of your house, your tiny yellow room, a no man's land of desire. And out of the dust, a stranger always entering town, women quickly down from their carriages, disappearing into buildings, trouble in the sun glare, high noon, and saloon doors swinging, a taste of earth in the teeth as a boy you remember. One shot fired, and the room began to smell like the sea, blood-soaked kerchief blooming from a hole in his chest, darkness pooling in the dirt like river current. You are a girl again, but you remember the heat of your hand inside your shirt, as if to stop the rush, the sea, what it was he had done, making its point of entry into the body. A cleansing wound only a man could tend. A wonder to be in the nick of death, the gun, its gleam, as a boy you remember, its trembling in your hands. What takes the body first is want of appetite, then nervousness, insomnia, a little mouth trouble, teeth loosening, hinged at the prick of nerve and flesh. She takes a tonic for the tremor stage, paralysis adjutants, she's told, a familiar note in the hospital records. At times, she finds her small mouth stunned and silent, come and gone again in the murmuring broken noise at the back of the night, whispering speech, a quivering almost still. Despite her delirium, he writes, she is able to demonstrate the situation of the heavens on a map, the hushed echolocation of her finger along Virgo's flowing tresses. Then, nearer the muscular wing formed from her shoulder, breaking away at the thinnest hinge of desire. Pouring from a china pitcher tin chloride the shade of water, she floods the plate glass and inhales the sallow vapor of quicksilver. And from the fricative heat of her limbs when she moves, the room blazes into one silver unfurling, all salts and essences. What passes for brightness will ravish her. Sand, flint, tail, spar. Inside these frames she burns another world, where light itself might suddenly translate the soul into air, sheath of glass into ocean, her tremoring body into winged thing, suspended above it all green, like moving marble. Some mornings there was a nervous quaking in the trees, and the last color seen was an attempt of kindness. Your fixed pupils tasting the sun coming from farther than you could imagine. You had slept a thinning sleep in a hollow of true soil, and now the sky breaks over you in your exile of questioning, sending instruction to place a foot, its small heat, against the grass without worry, until it is all you have to walk through dark greens blurring, a verdure of mind wishes. And this you spoke in the quiet of your breathing, and felt nothing, perfectly, using the wind in your throat like a reed pipe. All the things you could become, almost humming into shape. I have been here before, where your words resembling the white shade of swans. And somewhere you were a child answering to all this green impermanence with your hands, given to building out under the sky little makeshift shelters from branches wherein the souls of birds might fly. House of winds and grasses whispering, house of quick sleep and forgetting, house of loneliness that windowed in the darkness for our company. The trees around you are thinking of us even now, years from the days we hung from the blind branches, their blind branches, crooks of our knees, our hairs sweeping the dry grass like brooms. Grass in which we sat, bickered, chained daisies, prayed. House of our night steps and our waking hours. House in which we lay the table settings as we should. House that held the fire of our words under the tongue. Walls on which our mirrors hung on tiny nails, on which our fingerprints lingered, through which we heard the low pitch of small gestures. Draw the hair comb, crawl of a pencil, the exit of our bodies from cotton nightshirts. Rooms in which the every movement of our bodies was memorized in miniature, so that we hold these after images and feel the hours of our days come back to us in minor forms. Forms of touch we had forgotten, made of rainwater in breezeless days, spun of Saskatchewan blue sky, of a time when we had the capacity for doddering peaceably without the turbulence of our desires. House of our hearts arranged like little show boxes on the shelves, jars of driftwood and wheat stalk, sprig of honeysuckle, our lips still tasting of it, jars filled with daylight and the white dust of our absences. House clung close to me in the smoke of my dreams. Would you know me if I came back, left my shoes on the small rug, spread a blanket across the bed in the room where I was the first to sleep? Hear in my breathing a sound like rain.